Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be solving a puzzle on binary logic. So let's start. Now before I begin, I would suggest that go through my earlier 2 videos on binary logic because this is the ultimate level of it, wherein I have not only discussed the basics, but I have discussed the first level of a puzzle which you can get on those basics and concepts which I had discussed. Okay, now let us see how is this puzzle going to be different from the first puzzle that we had solved on binary logic. So we have 3 friends ABC with 3 different professions. Okay, and those 3 professions are psychiatrist, chemist and a mechanic. And then each of them gives 2 replies to a question which is asked to them, at least 1 reply to which is correct. Okay, now when asked about their professions, there is exactly 1 friend who is a truth teller. And then these are the responses as given by 3 friends. And the final question here is identify their personality traits, match their professions. So this question is of level 2. This is not of the same level as the first puzzle was. And why do I say this? Because in this case, you are not only supposed to identify the personality traits based on the responses or the statements being made by 3 individuals here. In addition to that, we are supposed to match their professions as well. So before I begin with this question or before I begin with this puzzle, you should try and understand that the solving of this puzzle is not going to be that easy. So we will put it under the category not easy. And generally when I attempt various competitive exams year after year, I use only 2 typification for questions and puzzles. One is, okay, this question is or puzzle is not easy. The first puzzle that we had done was not difficult. I don't use words like easy and difficult because in either of the cases we get carried away. I mean we stick to extremes. Okay, this is realism. Let's see what is the approach that we are going to take. So we will take the same approach as we had taken in others, maybe slightly different from that. So now we will take, now I am taking this as PCM for their professions and these are ABC. And here what I am doing is I'll be making 3 cases. And why am I making 3 cases? Because as discussed earlier in my earlier videos also, let us give a chance to each of them to be a truth teller at a time. Okay. So now the other case. So let us say this was the final case and now we are talking about the other case, which is ABC again. And finally we talk about a final case which is ABC again. So we have taken 3 cases in which we have given a chance to all of them being a truth teller. And then we will see. So this is plus for the first statement. I mean this plus indicates that this statement was correct. Another plus indicates that the second statement or the feedback or the response given was correct. So starting off with A says I am a psychiatrist and we know that each of them belong to a different profession. So if A is a psychiatrist, nobody else can be a psychiatrist, which is this nobody else. At the same time, A cannot be anybody else other than being a psychiatrist. So one more thing which you need to understand here is ABC are 3 friends with different professions and 1 profession each. Okay, now talking about B. B says I am not a psychiatrist and we do not know anything about B as of now. But B says that I am not a psychiatrist, which matches as with the response of A. So in this case the first statement would be correct for B and the second statement which B is making here is A is not a mechanic, which is also correct. We will not consider this case. This case is rejected. This double crosses, we are not considering this case at all because they cannot be 2 truth tellers at the same time. Let us talk about this case. Now in which B says what? B says I am not a psychiatrist, okay? At the same time A is not a mechanic. A is not a mechanic. Okay. Now who to choose? I can choose C or I can choose A. C says what? I am a mechanic. So let us imagine that C is a mechanic and let us take his statement to be correct, this response to be correct. I am a mechanic. So in that case, cross here and cross here. So in that case, from here there is a possibility which we get for B and A both. What is the second response of the statement? C says A is a chemist. A is not a chemist, which matches. Matches in the sense, had this been correct, then this case also we would have been, we should have neglected this case. Okay, so now let us see the response for A. A says I am a psychiatrist, which is correct. And second is C is a chemist. C is a chemist, which is not correct because C is a mechanic. So this matches. I am taking a double tick mark. And now I am taking their professions. I am matching their professions with their personality, with their personalities and with their personality traits. So in this case, this is alternator 1. This is a truth teller. And C is alternator of the same variety. This is what I have got till now. Let us talk about the third case now. So when we are talking about the third case, we have assumed C to be a truth teller. So C says what? I am a mechanic. I am a mechanic. So nobody else can be a mechanic and C cannot be anybody else at the same time. A is a chemist. Okay. A is a chemist. So B has to be a psychiatrist in that case. Let us check for the probability of the statements or the responses of B. B says what? I am not a psychiatrist. And B is, that means this is a false statement or this is an incorrect statement. Second, B says A is not a mechanic. A is not a mechanic, which is correct. Now let us talk about A. A says I am a psychiatrist. I am a psychiatrist, which is not correct. And at the same time, C is a chemist. C is a chemist, which is not correct. And why will I not consider this case? I will not consider this case because it says that, out of the two replies which they are giving, at least one reply is correct. And here both the replies are incorrect. So which is why you will not consider this case. So do you get the answer? Yes, you get the answer. Identify their personality traits, which we have already identified. Match their professions. So we have matched everything. How many questions can they ask here? They can ask you 9 different questions on the same piece of information. So in this much time, you have solved that much of a question, which helps you answer 9 different questions on the same puzzle, which we have already answered. If you feel that this puzzle takes your learning on binary logic to the next level or the ultimate level, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel if you have already done so. Click on the bell icon and select all so that you get regular updates from us. Thank you so much. Until next we meet. Goodbye.